This was a real surprise to us because there had been nothing about it in the real estate ad. You'd think the former owners would have mentioned it. I mean, the dry rot, I understand why they left that out, but even if this portal was busted, it's still a neat thing to have. Or so I thought at the time, and could have added a few thou to the asking price easy. But this was during the economic slump, so maybe not. And maybe the previous owners never bothered to come back here and didn't know what they had. They looked like indoor types, frankly. Not that Gretchen and I look like backcountry survivalists or anything, but I digress. The fact is, this portal was definitely not busted. It was working, and the kids had taken special care uncovering the steps that led to it, tugging out all the weeds from between the stones and unearthing the little flagstone patio that surrounded the whole thing. In retrospect, if I had been an expert, or even a well-informed amateur, I would probably have been able to tell the portal was really just puttering along on its last legs and would soon go on the fritz. But of course I was, and I guess still am, an idiot. We all went over there and walked around it and looked through it. Had a laugh making faces at one another through the space and watching each other go all funhouse mirror. But obviously the unspoken question was, do we go through? I was actually really proud of the kids right then because they'd come and gotten us instead of just diving headfirst through the thing like a lot of kids would have done. Who knows, maybe this stellar judgment will return to them someday. A guy can dream. But at this moment, we all were just kind of looking at each other, wondering who was going to test it out. Since I'm the father, this task fell to me. I bent over and pried a stone up out of the dirt and stood in front of the portal, with the kids looking on from behind. Gretchen stood off to the side with her arms folded over her chest, doing that slightly disapproving stance she does pretty much all the time now. And after a dramatic pause, I raised my arm and tossed the stone at the portal. Nothing dramatic. The stone just disappeared. "It works!" Chester cried, and Luann hopped up and down, trying to suppress her excitement. "Now hold on," I said, and picked up a twig. I braced my foot on the bottom step and poked the twig through the portal. This close, you could hear a low hum from the power the thing was giving off. In retrospect, this was probably an indication that the portal was out of whack. I mean, if my TV did that, I'd call a guy. But then, I figured, what did I know? Besides, when I pulled the twig out, it looked okay. Not burned or frozen or turned into a snake or anything. It was just itself. I handed it to Gretchen and she gave it a cursory examination. "Jerry," she said, "I'm not sure." Don't worry. I knew the drill. She's the mom, she has to be skeptical, and it's my job to tell her not to worry. Which is harder to do nowadays, let me tell you. I got up nice and close to the portal until the little hairs on my arms were standing up, and I stuck out my index finger and moved it slowly toward the shimmering air. Chester's eyes were wide. Luann covered her mouth with her fists. Gretchen sighed. Well, what can I say? It went in, and I barely felt a thing. It was weird seeing my pointer finger chopped off at the knuckle like that, but when I pulled it out again, voila, there it was, unharmed. My family still silent, I took the bull by the horns and just shoved my whole arm in. The kids screamed. I pulled it out. "What?" I said. "What?" "We could see your blood and stuff." This was Chester. Luann said, "Daddy, that was so gross." "Like an X-ray?" I said. Chester was laughing hysterically now. "Like it got chopped off." "Oh my God, Jerry," Gretchen said, her hand on her heart. My arm was fine, though. In fact, it felt kind of good. Wherever the arm had just been, it was about 5 degrees warmer than this breezy little glade. "Kids," I said, "stand behind me." Because I didn't want them to see what I was about to do. Eventually, we'd get over this little taboo and enjoy watching each other walk super slowly through the portal, revealing our pulsing innards. But for now, I didn't want to freak anyone out, myself least of all. When the kids were safely behind me, Gretchen holding them close, I stuck my head through. I don't know what I was expecting. Middle-earth, or Jupiter, or Tuscany, or what. But I could never in a million years have guessed the truth. I pulled my head out. "It's the vacant lot behind the public library," I said. I think that even then, that very day, we knew the portal was screwed up.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.